Man, welcome back. It's your boy G Bruce coming live with the Backyard Stories, and today we got a tremendous special guest. We got one of the hottest DJs here around, the boy Trackzilla, the boy Atrak. Man, thank you for letting me come here. How you doing?
I'm alright.
Yeah, you alright?
Mm?
Man, what's the vibe I'm telling you, man? What color you feeling? Because I know you're about colors.
Ooh, blue.
Blue?
Yeah,
Okay.
but not blue like sad, but like blue like
Cool, chill.
like new.
New?
Blue is new.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel in the future.
Yeah, that's good. Man, we was having a wonderful conversation about the Acid Arcade. So real quick, I just want to, man, there's so much that we can dive into, but I just really want to talk about the origins, so that way we can give everybody a good foundation of who Atrak is, who Trackzilla is, so that way before we go into our lovely galaxy and our train, you know what I mean, people can at least feel accustomed to what we got going on. So real quick, man, where does the love of music started for you?
Oh man, basically at life, you know, since as soon as I've been in the world, music's been. My mom used to play Marvin Gaye. BT's always been on in the house. MTV, you know, like I said, Sherry Carter and Donnie Williams. I think it was Donnie Williams. Yeah, you know, like Groove. I forgot. I think it was Groove Theory or something like that.
Yeah,
it was one of those shows. You know, like Caribbean Rhythms and Sherry Carter. Like, bro, like I know all them shows.
Man.
So like music has just been super, like I feel like a certain type of there's a certain type of affection to certain retrospect shows.
Yes.
Sitcoms or music.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the early days of me growing up in the world, that's what I listened to. And my mom she would really just dig R&B, so that's all she would really listen to.
A lot of R&B, kind of what drove you into the love, like there's most of the group.
I really didn't, you know, I didn't really fully fall in love with hip hop until I listened to Ready to Die.
Ready to Die.
And before then, I wasn't really like, it wasn't really in me.
Yeah.
In me. And then after I heard Ready to Die, my best friend at the time, Raynell Sanders, he let me borrow. You know how you let people borrow your records, you may not get them back.
Yeah.
And I really did. I kept that. I kept that track. Oh, God, I feel bad about that.
Hey, don't feel bad about it. Like, it built you up to who you are now.
I'm always stealing people's stuff. I think people really see I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy it, and they're like, man, I'm not going to ask him for that bag.
So
maybe I don't know what it is, but
so around what age were you really in tune with you becoming a musician, or your love for music for real?
I remember my senior year of high school. It kind of just blends together somewhere within there. I just, you know, I was really into basketball before that.
Really?
Yeah, and I just, you know, like you come to the high school point of it, and it's just really like if you play for the Eagles or you just don't do basketball no more.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It just kind of dies.
Yeah.
Like it never really did for me because I'm just hard-headed.
Yeah.
For the most part, but I really stopped. And it would be maybe I play Gus Macker. Yeah, right. Nah, probably made 2 Gus Mackers. I don't think I've never made 1 Gus Macker post after that.
Right.
I just didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I have a love for it. I love it so much. I love basketball. Me and my daughter have basketball, and it's been tremendous for our relationship.
Right.
And to see somebody else's love for the sport outside of you,
mm-hmm.
It's an echo of how much energy you put into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like after that, to getting back to that, to me getting into hip hop, I just really started like messing with. I wanted to be like a scratch DJ, like Q-Bert or Q-Bert's like the only one I can think of, to be honest. That's what I really like gravitated towards, was doing DJ stuff. And then on a whim meeting, I met this dude named Alfred Hernandez.
Right.
And he was the photographer for the Hobbs New Sun. Right. Yep. So that has nothing to do with nothing, but just to say this, like I met him and like we we're cool on hip hop. Like he rapped my homie Archie Wiggins.
Shout out New Mex.
Yeah. Archie. He met Alfred before me,
right?
But that's how we met, was through Archie. Cause Archie's who I really started music with,
right?
And he's the one telling me, you know, he come over, we talk about stuff, and it's always like Pinky in the brain, like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, we gotta figure out a way to you know what I mean, get our hands into a studio so we could record a song, because to have a home studio back then was like unheard of.
Right.
You'd have to go to like Albuquerque. Hobbs had one for a while. His name, shout out Jim Dixon. He was the one that had the home studio, but it was really well done, and he was really a seasoned musician. He could play the bass and guitar and all that jazz.
And
he songwrites, so like he could really help you a lot with stuff like that. But that was the first type of studio that a lot of people went to at the time. So
in a sense, y'all were trying to make your own to, you know, since it was unheard of from where y'all was at, y'all just started to make some stuff together. What did y'all have? What was your first home studio that you can remember? That you had for yourself?
Man, I mean, like, I've always, like, to record, it'd be a difference. The difference is, like, I would have, like, a little, like, I was always, my mind was really in the producer's aspect. Like, I really wanted to be, like, Timbaland or Pharrell or those types.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of people that I wanted to be like. But, in my opinion, what kind of got me into doing more of the production stuff is just that I only wanted the small little section of just like, I can have like an MPC and a keyboard and that's it. And I can just do mine. Like, I'll get all the coordinates and everything. Just like if I was to do a painting or something.
Yeah.
I would just, you know, set it up and have my little station and get it done. It's not a big deal. But the more that I found out in the years that I did music is that the studio is real important as far as like carving out that frequency and sonics.
Really?
Like, you can come up with the ideas all day long. I mean, you don't even really need all that now. It's like cell phones could do a lot of the idea grabbing, but to put it in the space, to put it into the recording area,
mm-hmm.
to where you ultimately mess with the sound visually or I mean, of course visually, because everybody uses computers now.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, like, that's the end and be all of the middleman. If you get your own studio and you get your own recording, everybody should aspire to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to do music or shit, if you don't even want to do music, you just want to yell in a mic and listen to yourself and maybe make a remix of it, or it helps you therapeutically to get that out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I feel like recording studio, for me,
mm-hmm.
it was the basis of what I could do. It was the platform to get me to where I wanted to go.
Right. So would you say that was the first moment that you kind of seen your future to where, like, yes, this is the route that I want to take, this is the journey that I want to embark on? Or what was that moment that really gave you the feeling like, all right, well, I got this, the talent is in me, the spirit is in me, I'm ready to take this to the top?
I don't really have I don't like think of it as a journey.
Yes, sir.
I think of things that might be my mutant superpower, that I could compartmentalize sections of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I only be really involved passionately in small things. So I'm not trying to think too far from that, because I feel like for me to do that, then for me to think this far,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use this much energy to see exactly where I could go wrong.
Yes.
And then I'll start talking myself out of shit.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So you can't.
But if I have right here that little small thing, it's more growth. It's more scientific. It's like, okay, that don't work. Okay, let's do this.
Right.
Okay, that don't work. Let's do this. It's the you're not so stressed out about the big picture. When it comes to creativity, it's about the big picture, but honestly, if you get in love with that, it messes up. It really destroys it.
Yeah.
So I feel like within the process of what you do,
mm-hmm.
is where you should always belong.
Okay. No.
Because I feel like to know one's or think or worry about one's future is to really stress about something that maybe you have no real control.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of times that happens. The people that want to control their life, but you don't have control, they freak out because you constantly are trying to maintain it. So in a sense, you just started going with the flow in these short paces, and over time, you was just like, okay, you wondered. So at what point in time did you start to realize the amount of work that you were putting in was starting to add up to be something legitimate?
Residuals. I don't know, man. I've always kept a job. I guess
like a day job?
Yeah, I always kept a day job for a long time. The majority of, all of my 20s.
Yeah.
And a good section of my 30s. You know what I'm saying? And then I finally got, full force. I could really go and do this all the time, right? Which my skill set ranges from production to engineering to DJing. You know, that's really all I kind of mess with. I do a little songwriting, but I don't make hardly nothing from that no more.
Right.
So just really those are my facets of income, and that's really my job.
Right.
And it's been my job for a while now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say as soon as I could have quit my job, because I got 6 kids.
Right.
Yeah, you just can't. I just cannot not have something.
So the moment that your craft and your love for the music was able to actually provide for your family more than your day job, is when you actually had the realization like, okay, let me step on the gas.
Well, it's not necessarily more. It's more functional.
Yes, sir.
Like, to maintain doing what you love is truly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing what you love and you're getting paid for it. To maintain. So, this is the same amount I would have had if I worked for Kmart.
Yes.
Or something.
Yes.
But it wasn't for Kmart. It was for me.
You. Exactly.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And, it's not to be selfish.
It's not. I don't think.
But it is to keep up your own yard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I didn't want to waste. And I don't tell people that they waste their lives with that, because everybody has their journey and they find where their occupation is.
Mm.
But I knew for me, if I didn't give it my all to even try to make, I never had the idea of making it.
Okay.
Because
really?
To make it, what is that? It's an imaginary idea in your mind.
Yeah.
A fixation of something you want to fruition.
Yeah.
And you chase it, and you never enjoy truly
the way the whole process of life of getting there. Just
small project,
man.
Small process. Man. Don't think so far. For me, I feel like, why? We're in survival mode, and I'm 40, be 41 this year.
Yeah.
And I'm in survival mode still,
mm-hmm.
but I'm more or less into enjoy what you. Ever since my brother passed, it's been a dark appreciation of what is here.
Mm-hmm.
Almost mind-numbing pain to really know that you appreciate. And I like this year, I feel like I've grown to the point where I can verbally say I appreciate this moment.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate this moment.
Yeah.
To know that I'm talking with some of my best friends' kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In an interview, and I'm still doing music, and it's being recorded.
Yeah. Like,
by some more kids, by some more people I used to deal with.
Yeah.
Homies.
Bro, like you.
That is really to learn life, is to learn the valuables of why you have, to know the equation, to know why you have the solution.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Mm-hmm.
It all is accumulation of appreciation is where happiness lies.
No, it really is, and you realize seeing seeds planted and blossom into something different, and like to see almost stuff coming to a full circle, to where like we're still trying to make things happen, or people are still kind of chasing, you know what I mean, making it, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like we are enjoying the process, you know what I mean, like step by step, each interview, each time we meet somebody new, each time we showcase something new. This is something that we do on a daily, bro. We just happen to have the cameras up and the lights on, you know what I mean, to actually be able to talk about it. But like, this is your life. Like, this is something that really carries over, and that's why we're here to showcase it, because you have an energy that many people are overlooking. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times we see you on the Hot Sauce Radio.
Yeah.
Like the Hot Sauce Radio is you are in your host form. You got your host hat on. You know what I mean? So it's all like, hearing you now and hearing like the reasoning behind all stuff and the mindset behind it kind of adds on to it. But like talking back into like the Hot Sauce Radio, what gave you the idea of doing that?
Alright, so like Hot Sauce Radio is alright. So I've been forever and a day. It's been a real NASA project with this stuff. Like it's been Area 51, top secret stuff I've been working on for a while. But I wanted to do it in a mix style, according to what my DJ is, because I have a DJ business.
Mm-hmm.
I DJ, events, weddings, hip hops, all that, that kind of thing. So I was like, what, social media is basically free advertising.
Yep.
And it's kind of a cult, like you put all the cattle together and then you just do your page is the best advertisement you could do.
Yep.
And I felt like I wanted to showcase that, but a lot of social media sites are really riddled with copyright flags.
Oh.
I'm still trying to get around it, and I still haven't. If any of my DJ friends know how to get around this stuff,
man, please.
I would love and enjoy that. But I just wanted to show people and showcase what I could do as far as the DJs on the ones and twos. I'm really, I take a lot of pride in being able to navigate a crowd with music.
Yeah, and I feel like you get a lot of good feedback. And sometimes it's good for you to gauge when certain days are fluctuating within our society. You know what I mean? I think that helps you become more of like an analysis of how you want to make your set, your mix, versus the crowd and who's coming in often.
Yeah.
I know you got your regulars all the time now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on Hot Sauce Radio, of course, you get, more importantly to me than anything is that talent is showcased. And this was just the easiest way of me trying to get around the whole copyright thing and help out the people that I work with, or people that I've done stuff with.
Yeah.
And I feel like, y'all not paying attention, so I'm gonna play it on my page.
Yeah.
And y'all can see me do it on a skill set level. Like, transitions are nice. Like, I'll mess with it.
Yeah.
I'll remix it or do something, make it different, and just entertain people and show them my skills at the same time. That was the whole thing. And then, I end up getting into the interview stuff just because I felt like podcasting was a little bit more viable way of fast distribution of data.
Mm-hmm.
It's cut dry. It's right there. Boom. It's conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It's the basic, most human communication.
No, I have the idea that sometimes people just see you behind the screen or behind. They never met you at all in person, but this gives a more in real life feeling of who you are. Mm-hmm. And now when they tap into the Hot Sauce Radio or they try to book you into a DJ, they kind of have another understanding of who you are, a deeper one, rather than trying to have a face value of what things are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of gives a more visceral understanding of who we are as we're doing our craft.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. And that was the whole thing with it. It's been really cool since then. I mean, I've enjoyed it. I've gotten a whole bunch of gigs this year off of the just being there at the right time. You know what I mean, on the timeline.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's important to me as far as, like I said, advertising, and it feels like people stay more or less on the social media side than they really like kind of even engage in reality.
Yeah.
So like that's where the hunter and gatherer is now in virtual world. I feel like.
Man. Okay. Where do you see music in the next 5 years? And where do you see it going? I know, man. You know, I need your thoughts on it.
You know, honestly, right now, I don't know if it's that. I don't know if music is just so abundant and so many ways of looking at it.
Yes.
Now, because of the internet, I don't know if it's possible anymore on a bigger scale. Because like for example, like the new Kendrick album, right?
Yes.
Like it hit hard. It hit hard, but that wave. It wasn't that harsh. So like, so from that aspect alone, like I feel like I've lost circulation in the limb of me being able to put my foot in the swimming pool.
Yes,
in a way, because the generation, like the generations of us, like I can still mess with the kids.
Yeah.
But we're getting to a point where, like, just having as much access to information in various ways, I don't know if it may be a bunch of different, you know, like, for example, like, here regionally, like, Spanish music is, like, the big Dada, like, that's the concerts that bring the people, right?
Reggaeton.
Right?
Yeah.
But then they got hip-hop, even originally, is nowhere near it, right?
Yeah.
So it just feels like, I think culturally we've been so kind of like brainwashed hip hop wise to feel like we're always gonna be the top gun, and I just feel like with the internet it's just not that way. There's gonna be several. I feel like there's several like reggaeton and Spanish music at parties, you know what I mean? Like
this. Do you feel as though that in order for somebody to really make it, they have to at least have an idea of the other culture or another type of culture to add on and mix with their style in order for...
I feel like the artist, if it's true, well, I ain't even say that with music, because it is a really like who you know and how can I benefit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-part, you know, that's a two-part question now.
Yeah.
It's not just who do I know, it's how can I benefit too.
Yeah, fact.
So like,
that's
what monetary wise or any other wise. So like, I feel like it's anything else industry wise. You're starting to get a good sense of hip hop royalty, and then you have like branches around it.
Yeah.
You don't hear about it, man. You always be like, yeah, his dad knows blah 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 blah. It's because
you know who you know at this point.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, in any industry, it's
so you know.
In the oil field, it is family based.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Yeah, no. When you think about how the lineage of some of these artists that go with it, like this girl's like with Shaka Khan's granddaughter. Mm-hmm. I was like, or she was Cher's granddaughter. I'm like,
yeah,
I was like,
so really to me, that is, they're telling us this is what it gotta be. Where music's gonna go.
Yeah, it's already.
I feel like the human mind is now opening to the point where we're gonna just do whatever we want to do, and you're not gonna tell us what you think. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You see think tanks on the Republican side, and you see think tanks on the Democratic side. It's just all these like data information from parties of control.
Yes.
So you have the internet. You got a way to move around control, and it's just for me. I can't really say anymore, man. I used to kind of think it was music was gonna go towards more or less the electronic. Well, before that, I was thinking it was gonna go like English drill, and it did for a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere. It's like I feel like somewhere within porch music. So it's like, you know, I mean, YoungBoy and I honestly didn't even see YoungBoy being like, I guess so, because I mean how young he is, and he's pretty good, he's pretty dope. But I mean, it's just hard to navigate it now. It's almost like you have to have your foot in the culture of TikTok and like I said, you have to be within that. We're all kind of just like, it's funny to watch like the timeline of MySpace and Facebook, Instagram, and these were the regimes that were in for a while, and they just kind of spacing out. And now the communicate that why you feel like it's a generational. Almost, it's a generation with generationism or a generational gap. Is because we're being trained in such. Yeah. Because it's always a way of consumerism, like newest, best, goodest.
Yeah.
What's now? It's not even that. It's like, what is it after that that you can't even get a hold of?
Yep.
It's
exclusive, right?
Yeah, we're in a time of novelty when it comes to exclusive stuff. So
like hearing like how it is to even try. So like, let's try to take that example into making music. What would you say as a creator yourself? Would you advise other creators, or what are your main rules that you can give other creators in terms of maneuvering in this world of consumerism and exclusivity?
It's difficult now because they've really built it generationally. They've really built it to where, and I say they in the sense of like consumers is a big corp. I guess. And I'm not gonna say government's not part of that.
Like the consumer society and how
the way that they're making it is really generational gaps.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I said, and it's because of that. And then now you see like kids, they'll mess with what they listened to when they were coming up.
Yes.
But as soon as that generation, after that, it's whatever is popping. They'll never go back to it seems.
Damn.
And it feels it feels like that because I feel like they're training us society-wise as far as the idiot box of the computer to move in that extent, and it's almost like old is bad.
Yeah, old is bad, and whatever's popping now, that's what you got to be paying attention to.
Yeah, like worn out.
Yeah,
they're not seeing the seeing. It's not. It feels like they're not looking at the need. It almost feels like intentionally getting that generation out of the way so we can do what we want to do.
Oh, okay. So, do you feel like some of these new artists that are coming out mainstream is starting to gently ease our mind into what they're trying to accept as what music is, regardless of how our own personal taste in music is?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like our data and our in culture, this is all about culture. It's all like in the mind space. I feel like they're really like trying to. I don't like to do conspiracy theories, but I do like to think about like population. Yeah. And I feel like it's move the old tires, renew, rotate, get them out of the way, new tire. Rotate, get them out, new tire. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like almost like a machine.
Mm-hmm. Everything. I forget.
And I don't know if it's I don't know if it's like putting gasoline in the engine to run the engine higher and hotter, or it's just like trying to indoctrinize a culture of kill off old people.
Yeah.
There's just no establishment of history anymore.
Yeah.
And you could always say that's just the byproduct of the internet anyways.
Right.
Because you're gonna have until there's some sort of law or something that humans all can agree on about the internet, it's all going to be information. Like what we were talking about earlier, like truth, time is existing, but truth is stronger.
Yeah. Time affects everything but truth. Everything will kind of extinct off and will go work away to.
Because it is what it is.
Yeah, for real. It will never fall off. It won't.
It is what it is. So like time has no real true caps on it. Like you can hear music that real sauce is just timeless. Like it doesn't matter. Like it has its point and it has its there's some old school songs from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
50s, 60s, 70s I'll play right now because I want to hear them.
Yeah.
Not because everybody's trying to wave on it, but I don't mind that either though, because when they wave on it, it's like I forgot about it and somebody in the universe was just like, hey yo, this song's pretty dope.
Yeah, we need some balance.
Yeah. So I mean, like I don't mind the waves.
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, you know what I mean, knowing that we got waves in life, there might be a time that we do go back into where music is in the zone. Remember when, cause everybody refers to the 70s and 80s as the times that a lot of people want to be back in because of the way the music was and how people were socially dynamically, you know what I mean? And I think there is going to be a time to where everybody is connected again through music. You know what I mean? I don't know how, but I also just feel like it has to come throughout the chaos. It has to get muddied up and stuff like that to where somebody can finally brush it off and see the diamond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's always, I don't know if it's always, but I mean, like, it just depends on where society is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, music is a beautiful thing. And I always felt like it was real important to me. But I always feel like art was more important to me than music.
Really? Like in terms of like painting and stuff like that?
Just more to me, like art is everything.
Yes, sir.
Art is everything as far as like the creative mind to make.
Yes. It's the artistic mind, yeah.
It's like the God mode.
Yeah.
Like that's what me and Mo's album. Now we just finished that shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Yesterday. I don't know when y'all posting this.
Hey man, still.
We just finished it yesterday, and that's the whole realm of that. It's just creation. It's what it means to create. God mode. We all have God modes. Yeah. Like right now, we're all God mode in this interview.
Yes, we're
in creativeness.
This is history in the making.
It's just the most best praise I could say to my creators that I try to understand the way you feel. Yeah. I try to.
Yeah. Amen.
That's every day, bro. I feel like that's what really he gives us, that to maybe make us understand
him more. Or the spirit of that more. Mm-hmm. Man, okay, well, also I was doing some drugs and everything that I wasn't supposed to, and my body, I was trying to sit down and relax, and my body was still moving. I could feel my fingers twitching, and I was like, I don't want to do anything. I literally just want to chill. And I was like, it had an epiphany of like, this is what you have to go through consistently throughout 24/7. Like there's like no rest. There's no time for really peace and stuff like that because there's always something going on. And like we can try our best to amount to all that, but we just do what we can in our section. You know what I mean? And it's the same, like you said, God mode in terms of creation. Like you have all this material that you can do whatever with. It's just however you feel like going at that point in time.
Yeah.
Quick question. You have 4 people. If you were going on a tour after this, you know what I mean? You decided to go on a tour, and you can take 4 people with you. Who would you take? They can be famous or they can be local.
Oh, like to do a tour?
Well, and we'll say nation tour. You know,
like a national tour?
National tour across the country.
Okay. If it was like for the Super Bowl type thing, right?
Yeah.
Kanye West.
Okay.
He's gonna be the first person I'll call because he's gonna make the most decisive decision to get the most benefit out of that one opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's gonna look cool somehow.
Okay.
That's his God. That's his God.
Yeah,
that's his God mode. That's his his mutant power.
He really is.
And then go. You said how many?
4, sir.
4.
Yep.
Gotta bring my chick. So, is that not to perform, like to perform, or like just to bring along? Sam, man, because you gotta bring Sam. Then you gotta bring Sam too.
Okay. Everybody that you bring on the tour, let's say that you. Let's keep it to all performers. You know what I mean? Because of course they all gonna tag along with you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you was actually, if you was trying to
performance,
yes, sir.
Okay, so Kanye West, Kanye West.
Charlie, shout out to the lady though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kanye West. I'm gonna go with. Wow. Rage Against the Machine.
Oh.
Because I love that band.
Yeah.
But I don't know if... Yeah, Ye would make it happen. He would make it work.
Ye will make it work.
He's a good facilitator.
Yeah,
so, like, yeah. So, Ye, Kanye West. Now, like, me as a DJ in this whole tour...
Where do you want to be in this tour? Because this is the big tour that
for me, it would be like a different demographic because I have a different type of music. My music would more be like Stone Throw and Mos Def.
Yeah, okay.
Black Star, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like it's not so I see. There's 2 different when it comes to music and production wise. Like I have that Currency,
Larry June
type bag. I love that bag. That's like probably the home bag.
Yeah.
But I also remember going to Las Cruces and going to a club and watching DJ Black do the 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
And he was playing like Yin Yang Twins and David Banner and all that shit.
Yeah.
But just making that crowd just bop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like. I fell in love with that. Like, I wouldn't mind being a stripper DJ.
Yeah.
Because I like to see the energy that people have.
Yeah, their own different songs.
Yeah. Like it's really about energy. I mean, I like club DJing as long as the club culture is there. Like, nobody talks about that. Like, club culture is all of the people. Like, y'all gotta do it too.
You gotta react to the music.
Yeah.
So that way you can know if what.
And in a way, club culture still exists in bigger cities because they know, they know. They know.
Yeah, they know how to have
But cell phones have killed that.
You're right, because
everybody's more paying attention to it's all about paying attention to the moment and what the environment has.
Yes.
Club culture.
Yeah. And it's crazy because even when alright, say that you do get booming and people start dancing and stuff like that, everybody's quick to pull up their phones rather than to participate and actually having fun and dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're always worried about this, that, and the other, and that's kind of what the cell phone has become. It's become the you gotta check up on this and that.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you went to do your DJ at the prom or the homecoming, one of those two, I forgot.
Yeah, I did the freshman formal.
Yeah. Do you feel like that vibe was more of an ideal vibe of how you would want the general crowd of when you perform?
Yeah, the kids always they see the kids, they live in that festival land in their minds.
Yeah, because like they're so hindered from it. So
well, they live. See, the thing about like TikTok and you know, like all that stuff, you go on YouTube and they see the entertainers, they see the rappers, and they see the life that they live and everything in the videos. Well, they just transfer that energy to these, you know, like these events, these parties, like the high school and all that stuff. So that I guess the cheat code with that is that I could kind of like understand that culturally and know what to play.
Yes. Okay. Whereas in the club setting, it's kind of
like I'll see what they doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, they doing that. They're probably gonna like this one. And if it don't, I'll play four bars, boom, and then it's something else.
Oh.
Yeah, like I like
to change it.
I will, bro. Yeah. But I'll do it slick.
Yeah,
you don't really like understand it.
Yeah, because I think that's what it is. When you know how to time that music and you hit that transition right, many people are just going with the flow. You know what I mean? That's all snaps, and you turn it up, and you can see them turn up when you switch the song. Like, okay, I got it now. I know what they were doing.
Yeah.
So okay. Well, I'm going on these questions and stuff like that, and after that we will wrap it up. How did you maintain keeping a vibe over time? Because younger crowds is kind of, I think, more controllable than an older crowd, in my opinion.
Yeah. See, like it's like electricity. It's a lot like electricity. Like it's how much voltage you want to put into a crowd. Like you can get like that whole Travis Scott stuff. Like I've never seen it on that multitude. Yeah. But I've seen too many people in a building that wasn't built for that many people, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen that type of stuff, and playing in front of that type of crowd, and they're vibing is nuclear. It's crazy energy, bro. It's crazy energy. So like, as a DJ, you know, to be able to navigate it and be able to pull it down too. Like Travis Scott, I feel like, and I'm not dissing on him or nothing like that. It's just like he's always branded that the party got to be bigger and better and crazier and more lit year after year after year, and then he got to this point, like that whole Astroland type thing. Yeah. And it's like humans and nuclear energy. Like we feel like we can control it, but we can't. In reality, something out of our understanding always happens. Something in the plan that wasn't really thought about.
Yeah, always comes in and
it's just too much power. Yep. I feel like. Well, I mean, I can't really say that because I mean, like, there's been concerts, I'm sure, in like London that had like 1 million or something people in them and all that stuff, and it goes down. But I just feel like music is the true navigator of human frequency in that environment.
Yes, but I think, like you said, when you're in that control center to where you know you have the power to make something go chaotic or to be maintained, it's a big responsibility. Uh-huh. It's kind of like you said, sometimes it can get crazy because on your end, you done mastered small groups all the way up through different types of groups to where you're like, okay, I know how to handle this, you know what I mean? But some other people might play something and it can start off a whole brawl, you know what I mean? And they don't know what to do or how to even change it up. So it's like, I'm just kind of getting to understand how that works out for you.
Yeah, I mean, not to say, because I've had things happen in my stuff too before. Right. It's just, DJs do matter in that aspect. I do believe like we're kind of there to try to keep the night going as best as we can. But yeah, it's important what you play, because if you get them bored, they're just gonna start doing craziness. But at the same time, if you like playing the whole twerk set, yeah, and and you need to shut the party down, it's gonna be really hard to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to land the plane.
Yeah.
As soon as you get it up in the air, you're cool and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you start like getting later in the night and you want to just like be able to close it down without nothing crazy happening, that's really important to be able to close out as a DJ too. Like know when to stop it and know what you feel like your crowd not necessarily is capable of, but what you think would be the nicest way of ending the night.
Yes.
You don't want to be the parent and be like, all right, night's out.
Exactly. So what songs do you play when you're like, all right, this is time for me to switch it over to the closing down time? What's your go-to? I
don't know. It depends on the event. It really does. Every event's kind of different to me. Like as far as like if it's like Ritz concert, of course you'll have him as the headliner, and then maybe you'll have like a tail end that you can just jam with the crowd, but really you're not doing that too much because you need to get them all away from the building.
Exactly.
So it's like landing the plane right there.
Okay.
So like I really don't have a go-to song. It just depends on what kind of party it is. Like if it's like Ritz, I might throw on one of his slower joints.
Yeah.
Because like they're already fucking with them, and they're like, yeah, I like this joint. Man, you should have did this last night. Just did this night. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. But like if it's a wedding, Tennessee whiskey, some stuff like that. Like
country stuff and everything.
Or just slow song.
Yeah, most of the time.
Like I have an ill R&B set that I'll do to end the night with sometimes. I used to pull it out at Lil's, and then I used to pull it out at the casino too.
And it's all she'll hit them R&Bs and everything after that, cool it off.
Yeah, it just jams that I feel like get people want to go home.
Can you relate to me one of the most craziest DJ stories that you had in terms of like this? Yeah.
You know what? On DJing, I mean, me and Trouble did a bunch for a while, and his events are always kind of crazy in the aspect of it's just trouble stuff. You know what I mean? Like you'll have artists. I remember with Rich was one that he did that I helped with, and then I did some with Joel too. One of my homies, promoter, used to be a promoter, but still is promoting, I think. Shout out Joel, that's my brother.
Hey,
I love that.
Ever tell Joel, yes sir.
But as far as like crazy stories, I really don't, man, because like every time I've been a DJ, like I just try to stay out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Whether if it's just me being a worrywart of anything, or I just don't need to be in the spot that way. So I don't have like after party type shit. Yeah. Hardly ever. I don't think I've.
Yeah. Once you learn.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Like so once you learn, it's time to go.
Yeah. So I really don't like as far as like a lot of shows we did at Lil's. Like there's certain things that went out, maybe a speaker or something, but we always made the shit rock still.
Yeah.
I wasn't I wasn't at that Kurt Cobain thing. I think that was the last. Well, he didn't do that one. That was somebody else who did that joint. Can't really. He's done a lot at Lil's after that and stuff. So I'm really try to hit up that Twisted one.
Oh, that Twisted one.
Yeah, I really do want to see. I want to see Twisted. I saw Twisted on Instagram. He had a puppet. He's a ventriloquist too. That's it. Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Really? I didn't know that. I just want to go ahead and right now I got all the questions I wanted to ask and everything. I do have this one final thing though. Like we got a lot of young folks out here that they got a lot of stuff going on, and they're kind of limited in terms of like the entertainment that they have and like some of the passions that they choose besides sports and stuff like that. But there are a lot that chooses, you know what I mean, the path that you have chosen, like in terms of like music and music production. You have a son that also is cold on the beast as well, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give them in terms of them just continuing their love for this craft, and not to get like discouraged, like how a lot of people do when they get to your age. Dude, I'm trying to tell you, this is why we're here, because you're an OG that's been in this stuff for, I can say, decades. You know what I mean? Not many people can say that, you know what I mean, comfortably. And like, so you gotta have some kind of gem or something that you kept on with you.
Just evolve. Because I mean, and I say that from a point of view that there's a lot of things, because it can make you better. The way that, I guess in society right now, or humankind as is, the way the technology is just turning out and how everything's just moving really fast. I guess maybe it's us it feels really fast, or the access of a lot of data all at once.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's what's making it feel fast.
Yes.
But just to learn how to be like, so I mean, with me, like, I've I've always felt like the creator of the talents, of as far as what I'm capable of. So if I want to do this, I could do this too. If I really find enjoyment in it.
Yes, you gotta have.
See, that's the key to it. Yeah. I found, because there's a lot of things that I've tried, and I was like, this is pretty cool, but did I really enjoy it? I don't know, and I wouldn't really proceed in it.
Yeah,
but if it was something that I really enjoyed, even if I sucked at it, I kept going. Music is the biggest, to me, music was the biggest obstacle I had, because my family's not of a musical kind at all. Besides them jamming. My mom just jams, that's all it is, right? So I don't have all that. I learned what I learned from band, and that was it. So like, I mean, a lot of times I was offbeat, rapped offbeat. I still make whack beats. Whack beat happens every 6 seconds. Right now. They're whack beat. I did a whack beat. There's another one. Oh shit. Every 6 seconds a dead beat. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens, bro. So like, I just feel like, just to evolve with what's going on, like, as the artist, just to know that your canvas can change. It doesn't have to be a canvas of material. It can be a canvas of your home space. It can be a canvas of what you portray on social media. You know what I mean? Like, it's all an art. If everybody, I feel like art is the forgiveness element. Because when it's put in art, it's a statement, but there's a forgiveness for it because it's art. So like, even if it's a racist statement, people will look at it like, that's ugly art, but that's art. They give it right there. There's a forgiveness to it. It's not a guilt, blame game, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is, but it's art. So there's like a forgiveness.
Like you said, no matter what, cause any type of music or any type of art can be portrayed out there, no matter how it makes somebody feel, and it can make somebody feel terrible, but they're like, oh, okay, it's a piece of work, it's art, so I'm gonna give it the pass, I'm gonna let it do, because it may not be for me. Whereas somebody really saying something or really doing something can have negative impacts and actually consequences to all that stuff. I don't know if that's kind of where I'm going on. No,
I understand what you're talking about, though. But I mean, like, that's what I mean, just by evolving through, that's the best thing I could tell kids, is that, you know, don't commit to one thing so much. Like, you can commit to the spirit of it, but don't, like, commit, or like, for example, the other day with the whole boom bap thing we was talking about, with Mo crazy. You don't like boom bap, right? So like, but that's just like it is, it's just a waltz. But we make a culture of it so we can feel butthurt about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's really all it is. It's just a groove.
Just a groove.
It's like people get mad about disco. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's a groove.
Mo can put that up, but he probably won't put up. He won't put, I hate disco. I wish he would just put that up to make it equal. You know what I'm saying? You really hate that music, truly, yo? Truly?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You make a fair point about that, dog. Because I definitely said some stuff on social media.
That's a vehement hate. That's
right
a vehement hate.
Yeah.
It's like that's a baby mama hate. You know what I mean? That's a different kind of hate. Yeah, man.
Oh man.
None of my baby mama. My baby mamas are great.
Yeah, man.
All my baby mamas are awesome.
Shaq, we had a wonderful time, man. What is better for you, making the music or sharing your music?
Making my music.
Making your music?
I mean, like, I'm starting to get into that culture of like. I'll tell you why how much I've gotten into that culture of sharing it. Like, the titles mean a lot to me now.
Yes.
The numbering. Okay, we've been working on God Mode for maybe a year or something.
Damn.
But I've had all these songs. I've heard them all, like, over and over and over and over. Yesterday we put them in. I found the value of putting them in numerical order.
Yeah. And that's reorganizing them and arranging them.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're all done. You put them in numerical order. You listen to them again. It's different.
Yep.
It is different. It's a whole different game. You enjoy it so much more when the numbers are put on it. And I don't understand that. I don't understand why that is. To see the numbers.
Oh.
With the names attached to it.
Yeah.
And then to listen to the music.
It gives
in the album entirety, that album's way better.
Dude, I feel like that's where I'm just here speculating.
Now I don't even get that. That's just data.
This is where your time comes in. All that was timeless. Everything was kind of timeless because you were doing it for a year, but nothing really had any position to where they were. Yeah,
and then we put it from a linear sense.
Yeah, and now you built your time within your galaxy.
Right.
You set it in stone. Right now it was just there. The universe was there, but now you actually shifted it to where things were there, to where like you said, throughout that whole track, everything else will cease to end, but the truth. Yeah. And that's kind of what I think how that stuff worked out for God. I don't know. That's where my mind started to go. So I'm like, I'm about to run with it, bro.
No, like my whole thing with it was just like I never knew. See, there's a lot. Some of these things I've done music so long and done it so many times that a lot of things I take for granted. Mm-hmm. A lot. Like I'll have these epiphany moments. Like yesterday, I had that one. I was like, dang, that was so important. Now I want to do beat tapes and I want to put everything by numerical order to see what happens of it. Because it's a whole different, in the mind space of what you have in your head, your imagination.
Yes.
The numbers and order gives you peace.
Yes, for real. Like, okay,
I don't understand why that is either.
So some albums, if I had listened to an album all the way through from beginning to end, I can no longer listen to it out of place without feeling like I know what the next song is about to be. Yeah. Like when you hear a song and you had listened to it the whole way, and you hear the end of it, you're like, the next song is about to be like this. And when you have it on shuffle or something different, you're like, what the hell? When I hear Mr. Brooks Part 2 and I hear certain songs that we have made, I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be the next song. And like instantly there's another song, I'm like, why is that? But it's because you have set that in stone for that piece of time, that galaxy, that whatever era that it was, for it to have that feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you put in that number one song, made it that number one because it's forever going to have that feel for however long we live. Anytime you hear that number one song, you can be like, this is the first song of the album. This is what started off the whole vibe. When you hear the last song, you can be like, oh, this was the last song of the album. Right. Because it's going to have a certain feel to it. Right. Man, so like that right there, bro.
Yeah, and that's one thing we did too. We did a lot of is just putting the song. We would put I work on Logic. Yeah. But when I put the Logic session up, I put them all like entireties. It's kind of like scenes of a movie or some shit, kind of, and just having it flow. Yeah. And then understanding. I know I found a new understanding of chord progression or music theory within DJing. So I used a lot of that kind of information to kind of like navigate or govern that album. Yeah. So like it has like it has crescendo points and it has like familiar chord progression.
Yeah.
To make it feel cohesive.
Yeah, when you blend it into the next track. I know you do that a lot because since you produce the whole track, you produce in a way that you know how, okay, this is ending like that, I can make it to where this track goes in there and blend it in perfectly. Mm-hmm. Bro, you're a fucking master out there, dog.
Nah.
I ain't trying to hear that Nas stuff no more, bro. This is literally, if whoever's listening right now, you are literally witnessing a master in this form. Like, you got to at least let me give you the title of it, just because there can be multiple masters in the form. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just because there's a master doesn't mean you're the only master. No. But I really do want to say that you are one that people, dude. You cannot tell me that so many people don't inspire from you. You know what I mean?
That's I feel like in life, you know, in general, it should be that way. We should feel to inspire everybody. It should feel like our ripple should be felt some way. And I feel like that's true history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always worried about being remembered, which is it's the same thing as making it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay? So that's kind of what it is. We spend our entire life for that, but we don't appreciate the time that we do have an impact. I feel like DJ Black barely know me. You might ask him about me and he's gonna be like, huh?
Yeah.
Who? Right? He had that big of an impact of 20 years of my life. No, it ain't been 20 years, about 13.
Still.
Since DJing.
Yeah.
Right?
Man.
So like, just him just cutting up. I can't imagine who I messed up. I probably messed up all sorts of kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be on a... You know what's crazy? Nine was in here yesterday.
Yeah.
Savage Zoo. Shout out Savage Zoo.
Yeah.
He was in here with Mo and Corey. Shout out Corey. A videographer from Texas. Yeah. He was in here yesterday and he was like, man, you remember when you was doing our freshman formal and you wouldn't play dubstep? And I was like, hell no, I ain't playing no dubstep. He's like, you acting like I just asked you to. And I was like, and if you are, I'm not playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't going to play it for that night because he was going to kill my dance floor. And it's crazy because he was like, he's in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And now he like an all the way rapper, doing videos and going doing these. They're about to go to BET Awards or some in LA.
Word.
Or something like that. Yeah, him and Mo. Man, I think I seen a flyer for
them two boys right there are working hard.
Yeah, it's dope to see. To have that impact is really like, that's what I like. I'm not one to have a lot of material things. Yeah. I like being bright, but I don't want to take away from something else that I need to put money towards.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So like, I'm not real flashy in that extent, but I do it within my art.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I might be a little bit more flamboyant or some shit because the way I do something. Like with Hot Sauce Radio, I just didn't want to do a regular ass me Rickin'.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted it to be like, I just want to take them to space again. I don't know why I want to take everybody to space. Elon Musk should give me a job. Because I want everybody to go to space.
Yeah, let's
You know what I mean? That's just my whole thing. I just want to vibe out with people in a creative space and we're all just happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Escape from the reality.
Man, so it's like eventually we're gonna try to build a straight DJ studio, right? Where people just come in for strictly music. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, I'm here.
What do you mean, just strictly DJ? What do you want me to do? Like
nothing. I don't want you to do anything. Like, I want you to do what you're doing already, and then we just bring an audience of people to come in there and just vibe out too.
Oh, that would be cool to have like a intimate listening session. Invite people.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be hard.
15 to 20 people maybe. You know,
that's a good idea.
Make it super exclusive and something like that. Only certain locations, doctor locations to certain people, and come in there and listen to some heat that. You know, I know you tried it before and everything, but I feel like, you know, if we do it right, so like that, it can be something.
It's I know we're already working on something like that. I know God Mode. it's coming out next week, and we're gonna do a listening party here.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm gonna like it's gonna be. I think what we're gonna end up doing is I'm gonna put this in the booth, and I'm gonna actually DJ God mode, and I'm gonna move all this stuff out the way. It's just gonna be the.
Hey man, you know what I mean? If you need help, you know what's.
Yeah, no, he's gonna send invites and stuff. He's doing all that.
I forgot Mo's he's like a hardcore businessman in his own realm. Like
it's gonna be pretty cool actually. They're gonna have he's got it catering.
What?
Yeah. Shout out Gilbert Pookie. He's I think he's down. I think they've already knocked him down for catering. But it's gonna be like a record release party for real.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be everybody listening to God Mode, and I guess in its entirety, I'll probably just be doing jams and everybody having a good time. It's gonna be respectable. We're not gonna be kicking in the drywall and no shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just listening to the album and have a good time.
You please let me know so that way I can make sure I'm.
Yeah. I'm sure he's gonna hit you. That's his whole thing. My whole thing was just to make sure I got the record ready and all that stuff. I don't want to talk about too much of it because he's gonna be actually giving stuff away.
Okay.
And then the night is gonna have a lot of different kind of things going on. Yeah. So it's gonna be cool, bro.
So since we're always about the future and stuff like that, what are some of your future projects or future endeavors that you are embarking right now?
Painting.
I know. I seen your latest art piece that's right behind you.
Yeah.
Kind of you know what I mean?
Well, this one.
The cherry red 11s.
Yeah, just that one was just for me and my daughter. I kind of she did a little anxiety a little bit.
Yeah.
And
so y'all both did this together.
Yeah, she did the red part. She just did the background, and when I could get her to do something, pretty much the background. That's cool.
But still, yeah, man, it makes it feel
to make something with your kid is something that y'all always can return to. My brother, when he passed, I did a painting, but the frame of it, my son did it. So my son actually did Bryce, my oldest.
Okay.
He actually did the pencil work, and I just painted over what he did.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Okay.
So in a way, I hate that painting, and I love it at the same time because it is my bro. But the amount of sadness that went into it, it just really messes with me. And I hate that because. It's just hard to look at, you know.
Yes, sir. No, I totally understand that. So, do you feel like when you paint, do you paint some in the same kind of thought process that you would do music? Does that make sense?
No, not at all. I think my painting is more of my. How tall is you?
I'm 6'4".
My painting is my 6'4".
Okay.
I just tower in it.
Yeah.
And I'm not being cocky at all. I've just been around. My Aunt Rose was an artist, and she's really good.
Yeah.
Real good. And I've been around her all my life. And especially in the beginning of my life, I was around her, and taste in art was something that was real, not indoctrinated on me, but it was always there and around for me to check out.
Yeah.
And that's how
you just started observing after that.
Yeah, my Aunt Rose is the reason why I have a particular, I can recognize a particular aesthetic, not the aesthetic.
Yes, sir.
To be able to recognize it, to be able to recognize, ooh, okay, now I understand why that's dope.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. That in itself is you have a. Pusha T talks about it.
Yeah.
That it's an art of taste. It's somebody that knows
somebody got taste.
Somebody has a Kanye has a certain crazy amount of taste.
Yeah.
Even when he falls, he does it in a graceful way type shit.
Yeah, he really does. And you're absolutely right. So that right there is a learned behavior too. Is acquired. That's something that's acquired through
through just culture.
Yeah.
Just through culture, like you would hear royal families, and they talk about being cultured.
Yeah.
Just being around certain cultures kind of build the human for the future. Or you are who you are. I feel like.
No.
But you do benefit from communication, from dealing with different cultures.
Yes, sir.
Like, it's just, I don't know. I think it's real important to really engage and try to understand culture. Cause I'm from Mexican culture, right?
Right.
Of descendant of what I am, right? Of my family, but they're not really, like, they're second generation, but they don't really, I really don't have an accent. So I don't know Spanish at all.
That's right.
Right? So, like, there's that culture, but then there's Mexican culture, and there's variations of those different cultures.
Yes.
And it's like variations of rap songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're all...
So after that,
there's like just variations of... It's just who you embrace, and really, like, when you go around people, I feel like you should really embrace their universe. It's a connection of the minds. Yes. It really is. So, like, when you do talk to somebody, really have appreciation for the human that's there, because it's everything to be in space and time. So, like, it took a lot for you to get right here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a compromise of time right now, right? For all us to be in here. We sacrificed that amount of time to be around each other. So that should be an appreciation.
It is. And, like, to me, if nobody appreciates this moment, I'm always going to appreciate it, because, you know what I mean? And I always talked about diamond rising and backyard stories, and the opportunity to at least get me on the camera, because it's a dream come true at this moment.
I think it's lit. I like how you're doing this shit, man. And you're not compromising on who you are at all.
Yeah, you feel like I'm the same throughout, bro?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
He's that same dude that came over to do his records.
Yeah.
A while back. Same person. I do appreciate the more, like, in the interview process, you're like, the more like what I really think and listening.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people do. I mean, for me, I'm probably the worst. I'm probably the worst interviewer, because I'll always put myself somewhere in that shit. I'm like a real egotistical person.
Yes, I'm the same. But you know what I mean? I'm this interview is not about me. It's with G Brooks. I just facilitate the people that we host and the people that we, you know what I mean, that we're showcasing. Yeah. And, like, man, if you really got something to, like, say, to, you know what I mean, to let people get the last, because we gotta land the plane. You know how you are. We can be here all night. Right. We got to land the plane. So, and what's something that you want to let people feel, or what's the last message you want people to take away from this nice, good interview?
This, you know, like, I'm not really, like, I've been in a real self-discovery type, even just really, like, finding a grip of what reality and life is like right now, because it's so alien and weird. Everything is so alien and weird right now. So I'm trying to, you kind of try to get a grip of the ball to pull it in, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, just really enjoy the people around you more than anything, more than the monetary and the materialism and being where all the people gotta be to be somebody type thing. Just, like,
be you,
and then just find people like you.
Yeah.